Are we going to be living through another 2008 financial crisis? Well, with now the mortgage rates through sky high, we're living through 20, maybe over 30-year high of mortgage rates. Look at what we're seeing now. Home foreclosures rising as Americans hit with higher living costs run out of savings to cover their mortgages. Here are the states worst affected. A higher number of foreclosure filings lay bare an affordability crisis in the U.S. Foreclosures occur when a homeowner can no longer pay their mortgage. South Carolina saw the most filings per housing unit in February, then Delaware. In February, data signal that an 8% increase in filing from the year before, and a 1% dip from January. So you can see they're starting to catch up now, when foreclosures jumped a huge 10% from the month prior. The figures lay bare a housing affordability crisis in the U.S., with some states faring much worse than others. South Carolina recorded the highest number of filings last month, with one foreclosure for every 2,248 housing units. Delaware, which had the most filings in January, had the second highest number of foreclosures filing in February at one in every 2,428 housing units. Florida had one in every 2,632 housing units. Ohio had one in every 2,828, and Connecticut had one in every 2,884. Foreclosures have been on the rise since the end of 2021 as banks make up for lost time after state and federal foreclosures bans expired. The annual uptick in U.S. foreclosure activity hints at shifting dynamics within the housing market, said Adam CEO Rob Barter. These trends could signify evolving financial landscapes for homeowners, prompting adjustments in market strategies and lending practices. The annual uptick in U.S. foreclosure activity hints at shifting dynamics within the housing markets. This is because housing affordability across the country is the worst it has been in decades, amid surging housing prices, a lack of homes for sale, and elevated mortgage rates. Another significant increase we're seeing for homeowners nationwide are property taxes. As you can see here as an example, in New Jersey, property taxes approaching $10,000 a year on average. Obviously, this is just one cost. You have your mortgage costs, your monthly payments, then you have $10,000 a year on average for property taxes. This is just one cost. Overall, the report found New Jersey homeowners paid an average of $9,800 in property taxes last year, an increase of $300. Wow. Now, get this. Some other, I think these are counties, Camden counties, Tavistock Borough paid $38,200, and Essex County Milburn paid about $25,000 on average, reported the highest average property taxes. And you can see, these jumped 30%. Wow, 30%. And another one jumped 27% to average $38,000. Now, obviously, these must be affluent counties, but you can see the percentage jumps here are wild, and paying an average of $10,000 for the whole state. Now, based on last year's data, we've seen some significant increases from then. You guys can let me know down below in the comments what you've seen your property taxes increase. But other states, Illinois, over $5,000 for the average home and property taxes. Connecticut, over $6,000 a year in the average home for property taxes. New Hampshire, over $6,000 a year in property taxes. Texas, over $4,000 a year in property taxes. And there are no states in the U.S. that have no property taxes at all. In addition to this, you also have the increase of home insurance that has absolutely been surging here lately. Then you have electricity costs that have absolutely been surging as well. The average premium in February 2024 is $141 a month nationwide, which is, again, this is going to vary a lot here. By state, that's about $1,700 a year. It varies by state here a lot, and the size of your home. I mean, Louisiana is $270 a month. That's going to be over $3,000 a year. Nebraska's almost $400 a month. That's going to be for like $5,000 a year. Colorado, $267 a month. Arizona, $150. And you can see the varying difference here. Illinois, $158. I mean, big, huge difference in premiums. North Dakota, $209. Arkansas, $234. Kansas, $4,000. That's got to be for the year. $4,000 a year, annual premium. So huge differences here. And then when you tack on the average cost of electricity, this is yet another bill here. We're seeing almost, depends on your state here, but today's typical bill can be $155 to almost $200 a month, depending on the state. It can vary depending on what you're looking at. Some other reports say 120 to 150. You guys can let me know down below in the comments what you guys are paying for electricity. And again, it goes up every year. Every year, electricity keeps going up. And then we have the cost of food, and we just have all these different bills that just keep going up and up and up. And it's wild. It's wild. And it's just almost crazy, especially if you're on a fixed income where you got to say a 3% raise here in 2024. These other costs went up way more than 3%. And it kind of makes you think, wow, you have to get a part-time job or start a part-time business just to try to keep up here. Yeah, let me know your thoughts here in the comments, because clearly these other bills have gone up more than 3%. And it makes you think here that the average American is having a hard time keeping up here. And the dream of owning a home is much, much harder today than it was 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. It just is, just the reality of it. Also, a couple other significant things I want to touch on here real quickly. Happening here today, Russia having their quote election here today with Vladimir Putin. You know, they have their elections that, most people realize how their elections go. This is kind of how they have their election, with armed soldiers there, and photos going around the internet here. This is how their elections are going here, with armed soldiers there, and in the Ukrainian occupied regions there. This is a picture making its way around the internet here today, where you're literally armed soldiers watching you as you vote there. And remember that Russia goes back and counts the ballots themselves. And apparently it's going around that 88% of the people voted for Vladimir Putin today. Yeah. Remember here in a previous election here that one of Vladimir Putin's opposers was poisoned, and now it's no longer with us. Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder here, will Vladimir Putin rule forever? And yeah, this is kind of what democracy, it's unbelievable. So now Vladimir Putin will be ruling for 6 more years, this coming with the most brutal war in Europe since World War II, but yet 88% of people in Russia are going to vote for Vladimir Putin. It's literally unheard of, right? It's literally unheard of because, I mean, even with what's going on in Israel right now, even a lot of people in Israel, even though they were attacked first, even a lot of people in Israel are like, hey, we're not sure. We don't even want war because most people don't want war. But yet 88% of people are going to vote for Vladimir Putin. Literally unreal, right? So yeah, if you're in Russia or if the world, that we're going to have Vladimir Putin literally forever, and even when Vladimir Putin's time on this earth is over, they'll just install the next Vladimir Putin. Sad world that we live in here. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Let me know if you did anything special. We just literally chilling here at home. St. Patrick's Day on the weekend here. I think we're a little bit too old for kegs and eggs here nowadays, but we just relaxing here today. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here on a daily basis. Thanks for liking and sharing these videos. Click here to see Walmart and the dollar store making major changes, or click here to see the major announcement coming on March 20th. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.